Hi everybody, welcome to my live. I told you I was going to double up this week, and in fact I'm going to triple up this week because tomorrow night at 8 o'clock I'm doing a live with a really good friend of mine from high school, Keith Ottersberg. We had gone our separate ways in life and touched base last month after 26 years of us doing our thing. So I'm going to do a live with him tomorrow night, so I'm going to get 3 in this week. I'm going to catch up with what I've missed. So the reason I'm on here tonight with this one is we're going to talk about the power of momentum. Getting yourself moving, and then once you're moving, to keep yourself moving, and it ties in real well with what we talked about on Tuesday night. So it actually works out really good. And this is one that I need to hear tonight too. That's the great thing about doing these lives and telling you guys all these different tools and things. I need to hear that too. So it's all good for me. And I hope it's all good for you too. So let's get right in it. I put in 5 steps to get us momentum and to keep us moving. So step number 1 is to get yourself into a peak state. So peak state we've talked about before. It involves 3 things: our physiology, our language, and our focus. It's about how we stand, shoulders back, chest out. Breathe deep, get the air flowing, get the blood flowing. This is your superhero pose. It's the language that you use and your focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. So focus on positive things. Focus on making yourself strong, getting yourself into the peak mental state, and use positive, uplifting language. Those 3 things will get us into a peak state. And I go into peak state all the time, not just when I'm doing important stuff. If I'm working at the computer, sometimes I'll have to get up, get myself back into a peak state, and sit down, and I can keep working. If I'm doing a project in the garage, whatever it is, keep yourself in a peak state whenever you're working on a goal or an objective of some sort. Step number 2 is to find your passions. Do a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of discovery. These are your values. This is also your why statement, why you do the things that you do. Your values will fuel your drive. So once you find your passion, ask yourself, what do I love? What do I hate? What am I passionate about? What do I really want? What are my goals? What am I going to accomplish? That's going to boil us down to our values, and those values are going to be our drivers. So it's real important to find those. So step 1 and step 2 I equate to getting yourself into the car and getting it started. Now we have to decide where we're going to go. Decide, commit, resolve. That's step number 3. Decide, commit, resolve. Decide what you want to accomplish. And like we talked about on Tuesday, be very, very crystal clear. I mean, absolutely laser focused, crystal clear about what you want to accomplish. Commit yourself to that wholeheartedly, 100%, and then resolve to see it through to the end. This goes back to the very first live I did. It was on New Year's Eve this year. And I talked about New Year's resolutions and why those don't always work out for us. And it's because we're not resolute about our resolutions. But here you have to be resolute. Decide, commit, and resolve. Once you've done that, you're in the car, you've got it started, you know where you're going, you're 100% committed to getting there, you're resolute, now you've just unleashed the beast. Now the rubber's going to hit the road. So step number 4, and we've talked about this one before too. Take massive intentional action. Massive intentional action. You have to be focused on your action. We use the analogy of the firefighters who show up at a house. But you must take massive action. Get a model of whatever you want to accomplish. And if you can't find one, make one. Lots of people have done what you're trying to do right now. Find out what they did and use that as a model. Put together a plan. And you must do something immediately. I mean, like right now. If, as you're listening to this, you have already decided, I need to do this. You committed yourself to it. Take massive action. Do something like right now. Do it at the moment of making the decision. Now, I know a couple of you who are going to watch this, and I know your goals, and I know a couple of the things that you're working on. And seriously, if you didn't crumple up that pack and throw it away right now, that means you haven't committed yourself to making the change that you know that you need to change. you're not fully decided, you're not fully resolute, and you're not ready to take massive intentional action. If you didn't crumple it up right now and throw it away, you're not going to change. Urgency is power. So when you take massive intentional action, remember that urgency is power. Think about when you pack for a trip. When are you the most efficient at packing for a trip or doing something? Right before it needs to be done, right? Then suddenly we're laser focused, we get the job done. When my daughter was planning to go to Japan, and my family is over there now, but my daughter went over first, she started packing 3 months before she left. Well, guess what? The night before she left, she's still packing because she hadn't committed completely to packing. She wasn't resolute about it. She was still deciding and hemming and hawing about different things, about what to pack and outfits and what should I bring, what should I not bring. If you wait till the last minute, you're going to have to make a decision. Your brain's going to kick into gear. So urgency is power. Do it right now. And step number 5, be smart. And it stands for something I'll tell you in just a second. But while you're being smart, you have to be honest with yourself. And that happens to occur in almost all of my lives, is the changes that you want to make in your life, no matter what it is, your business, finances, relationships, your health, your whatever, you have to be honest with yourself. Because if you're not, then you're not really committed to changing. If you keep laying that blame on something else, you're not committed yet. You have to be honest with yourself. So SMART. S, strategy. M, measure. A, assess. R, reinforce. And T, take new action. Let's walk through those. So SMART. Strategy. You made a plan, check it, change it, and reinforce it. I should say, or reinforce it. Check your strategy, change it if you need to, and reinforce it if you need to. However it's working for you. If it's working, keep doing it. If it's not working, do something else, but make sure that it's massive and make sure that it's intentional. M, measure. Measure your results. Give yourself objectives that are measurable to get you towards your goal. If you're somebody who already measures, measure more often. Say, well, I check my books the first of each month. And then start checking them every Monday. And if you check them every Monday, start checking them every morning. Check them often. A, assess yourself. Take a look at the rewards that you're getting through your body, your mind, your spirit. The most important, though, is your emotional reward. Are you being rewarded emotionally for the changes that are happening? And here's why I say this. Say that your goal is to more revenue for your business. And let's say you've tripled the revenue in your business in the past month. But in doing so, you're emotionally drained. You're spent as a person. That's not working for you. You have to change something. The ultimate goal, the one that you wrote down to increase revenue, is there. But at what expense? You have to assess that. So make sure that your rewards are good. And then reinforce. Take a look at what's working for you and change what doesn't. And again, I've said it before. If it's working, keep doing it. If it's not working, do something else. Just make sure that it's massive, intentional action. Just move. Move now. Urgency is power. And T, take new action if you need to. You see, life is just a real estate transaction. Whatever changes you're going to make, a sale, there's going to be a change, and so you need to do an assessment. Well, that assessment typically comes back with things that need fixed. Just like our bodies, our minds, our spirits, everything. After we assess ourselves, there's always something that needs fixed. Fix that and then come back and reassess. Make a new marker of where you're at. And in doing that, you're going to start to see this growth and this momentum and this movement. Being able to be successful in anything, like we talked about on Tuesday, is great. But we need to get moving, and we need to keep moving to ensure that success is long-lasting. So this is a message I had to hear tonight too. So in review, the 5 steps are the power of momentum. Get yourself into a peak state, find your passion, decide, commit, and resolve Take massive intentional action and be smart. Strategy, measure, assess, reinforce, and take new action. Awesome. So I'm short here tonight, which is great because nobody likes sitting over a 3-hour live, although the live Friday night might be a little bit longer. I know Keith slated us for 2 hours, but the last one we did, Facebook had to shut us off after 4. So that might happen. It's always, we always deliver. It's going to be a great time. So you guys have an awesome Thursday night or Friday night or Saturday night, whatever day you're watching the replay. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks.